If you think letting an American citizen apply for refugee status is a joke after he spits on our border guard, if you think taking in convicted U.S. criminals is a bad joke, it's slippery though, guys. Well, here's the biggest laugh of your day. It's from the leading French language newspaper in Quebec, published by our friends at Québécois. It's the Journal de Montréal. Let me read it in French for a second. Un demandeur d'asile reçoit une convocation pour 2030. All right, forgive me my French, I won't say anything more in French. In English, that means a demander of asylum receives his hearing summons for the year 2030. 2030. As in, he has to come back to court, which will then decide if he's a refugee or not. Spoiler alert, he's not. But he's allowed just to kick back in Canada on welfare and free housing, maybe one of Trudeau's refugee camps and hotels, for 12 years. Let me put the article through Google Translate to save you my painful French. This is a machine translation. It's not perfect, but it's understandable. Let me read it. I'll mop up a little bit of the clunky translations, but this is accurately what it says. It says, a refugee claimant from Montreal has been summoned to a hearing for his asylum application, the date of which has been set in 12 years. Immigration's Stefan Hanfield was so shocked when he saw the letter of invitation from one of his clients that he published part of it on Facebook. It states that the claimant must go to the Immigration and Refugee Board at Complexe Guy Favreau in Montreal on January 1st, 2030. There is a public servant who sleeps on the switch because on the one hand, January 1 is a holiday, and on the other hand, waiting times for a hearing are 12 to 18 months. Certainly not 12 years old, says Hanfield, who points out that he may be retired himself in 2030. Ha! So if this fake refugee actually shows up on January 1st, 2030, of course the office can be closed. No problem. They'll just probably ask him to come back for the next available slot 12 years after that in the year 2042. Or maybe his children or grandchildren can come back then. And by the way, he's lawfully allowed to be in Canada under Trudeau until then. Now, the Journal de Montréal says the whole thing may be not fake, but a deliberate lie told by the Trudeau government. Let me read this part. This is interesting. According to the lawyer, in addition to the possible error of an Immigration, Refugee and Citizenship Canada officer, it could be that January 1st, 2030 is in fact a fictitious date, a method that the department has used in the past. Really? What does that mean? For example, during the massive arrival of Haitians in 2017, all court dates were set for June 1, 2018. Of course, it was impossible for the court to hear everyone that day, but it allowed to enter a date in the system, said Hanfield. So they're not even serious. They're not even going to have these hearings, is what I'm detecting. It's a fake bureaucracy, just like we have a fake border with a fake sign saying, don't come in. The police aren't doing their jobs, so why should the Immigration and Refugee Board do their jobs? The only people who have to do their jobs is you and me. Because someone's got to do their jobs, because someone's got to pay the taxes to pay for these tens of thousands of refugees who will be here forever. That's an excerpt from my daily show, the Ezra Levant Show, weekdays at 8 p.m. Eastern. Every day I do a monologue, interview a guest, and read my fan mail and my hate mail. To subscribe, go to therebel.media/shows.